Okay. Yes, we are live. I'm so happy to be hosting Hustletoria's first live meeting um, with Chat with Max. It's going to be a wonderful time of knowledge sharing and information. So I hope that you're live with us and you're ready to learn and gain a lot. So if you're there and you're ready, can you just say pumped in the chat? Let us know that you're set. Pumped. And don't forget to like this video. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe so that subsequent meetings you won't miss it. All right. So if you're ready, if you're set, can you just say something in the chat? Let's know that you're ready and we are good to go. Yes, yes, yes. Say something. Pumped. Yes. Yeah. Yes, if you're there, if you're live, if you're with us, can you just drop a comment? Let us know that we are set. Yes, our guest chat with Max will be joining us anytime soon now. So yes, if you're there, can you just say I'm pumped? Yes. Let us see how ready we are for such a hot discuss. It's gonna be a wonderful time with Mr. Chat with Max. Yes, I can see a message from Alexis. Yes, Alexis says I'm pumped. That's great. All right. So while we wait to introduce our guests, I'll just give you a little bit some breakdown on Hustletoria, what we are up to. I mean, look at why would we organize such a live call with someone like Chat with Max, who is good at what he does. So it's a valid question when it was started. All right. And it was about that time that when I saw um, the amount of information that, I mean, literally info, a lot of this to myself. I need to share it. So that's how Ositoria um, came about. It was something um, simple, something we we saw the value, and we decided to really take it serious. I mean, um, if you look at what's going on today with a lot of how people make wealth from wealth that's not so enticing, and then you see a lot of young guys and girls chasing after mirage, and at the end of the day, I mean, funny stories on the internet, and if people making wealth from legitimate sources enticing, exposure, access to, okay, this is where the money is, this is how you can go about it, and then you can now make your decision to invest in the knowledge and all of that. That's how we came about Hustletoria. All right. So 4 persons live watching. So if you're with us right now, you have joined in on this call, can you just put a message pumped? Yes, in the chat box. Just post a comment, say something, say I'm pumped, and then we would yes, say something I'm pumped, and yes, our guest is already here live with us, and I wanted to know that this is going to be a really wonderful session. It's going to be a really wonderful session. So just get ready. It's going to be a nice time. Yes, welcome, Mr. Max. We are so happy to have you on this call. Okay, I think your audio. I think I'm having issues with your audio. Okay, you are muted. Let me. You are muted. Yes, you need to just unmute your mic, and then. Uh, can you hear me? I think yes, yes. I think you're set now.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate the privilege. It's really an honor.
Yes, thank you very much for also honoring our invitation. And I know you're a very busy guy with in the crypto industry and all of that, but making such creating a space in your busy schedule to share your wealth of knowledge. We are I'm really grateful. I mean, to have you. So thank you very much for joining
Yeah,
us.
you're welcome.
Okay, so Ada is pumped. That's great. That's great. All right, all right. So I was actually giving a brief rundown on how was the tutorial started and what we've been up to. So continuing from where I stopped, I said we started around December last year, and it was just okay. You get a lot of opportunities, both okay, you're an entrepreneur, you want to raise funds, you want to get grants, these kind of opportunities. We share them in our community, and then also legitimate crypto opportunities. We also share them. So that's how our tutorial started, and then so far we've had series of we've had a meeting on Clubhouse, although the turnout was low, so we had to end it. So we had the meeting on Clubhouse, and we've had series of meetings. All right, so that's what we've been doing, and I know about 2 weeks ago, a, a lot of you asked for um, information on NFTs. So I promised I was going to reach out to notable persons and get them on the call and um, let them share their knowledge, and you guys get to ask questions and all of that. And then um, from the exposure, you can now take decisions, meaningful decisions to be financially independent. So I'm very, very happy that at least we have kicked it off our first edition, our first episode. All right. So if you're just joining the call, can you just say pumped? Type something in the chat. Let's know you are set. Pumped. Tell me you're pumped. Tell me you're pumped. All right. All right. So um I think that we are gonna start here. Anyone joining us, it's live on YouTube. You can get the information, you can munch on it, and so let's start with I'll start by introducing Chat with Max officially. He has said hi to us, but before he begins to drop his knowledge on us, I'm going to introduce him. Um, Mr. Chat with Max is the founder of Kryptonian Academy, and I must confess, I am really, really pleased at what I've been hearing and what I've been seeing. Yes, he's been doing a lot of stuff, creating, um, making people millionaires through the knowledge he shares about crypto, through the skills they're able to gain. I must say, it's really commendable, sir. Okay, and one of my first encounter with him was from airdrops. I just saw something in a chat. It was saying, "Oh, save my contact." I said, "Okay, let me save." And I saw, I've been seeing a lot of wise, not just crypto information, but knowledge based information that you could actually apply in your life to build wealth. So it's not just into the crypto space. Yes, when you hear him talk, you will get a lot that you can apply in any other area of your life, so long as is concerning wealth. So you can learn a lot from him. So Mr. Max, sorry, I think I'm so used to chat with Max. So Mr.
You can
Max,
use any.
you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
very much. Chat with Max is same as Max. Max is same as Chat with Max. Um,
All right.
should I should I take the floor?
Yes. You can. You have the floor now. You have the floor now.
Okay. Okay. Good evening, guys. I hope my you can hear me very well. Hello, guys. I hope you can hear me very well. I just want to confirm that I'm not speaking to myself.
I can hear you clearly, loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Okay. Thank you very much. Um, Mr. Fabari has given me a topic to talk about, and wealth creation, right? Um, Creating wealth through NFTs. Well, actually, um, how do I start now? Thank you, Jesus. Okay, guys. Men, we as men in this life, we there are things that makes us do what we do, and the reason behind some of these things. In fact, sometimes we can't explain it. Somebody who a goat is chasing will not run as fast as somebody whom a snake is chasing. So everyone runs a race in life. It's just what is chasing us that is different. So definitely when you see somebody runs faster than you and you begin to envy this kind of person, you don't know what is chasing that person. You don't know the background of the person. Somebody who have been living his or her life with you know what's it called, harsh economy, maltreatment, molestation, and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, you see that person begin to manifest characters that are socially non-compliable. Then you begin to say, why is this person acting like this? You won't know that it's actually what that person has been through. And then you see somebody else who went through the same situation, even worse. And then this kind of person decided to, not let his or her condition to determine his or her experience to determine his or her condition. And then you see this person in 5, 10 years under the right mentorship skyrockets and already chilling with the big boys, as you all would love to say. The reason why both of them went through the same thing and still come out with different results is just one thing, and it's called experience. And now, when I say experience, I'm not saying experience in like what you go through. I'm saying, okay, let me not use experience. Let me say motivation. Yes, let me say motivation. They were motivated, but the part there is that one was motivated rightly, the other one was motivated wrongly. You get the point? So when you say motivation, motivation can be wrong. All right. Get the point. So now I know we're not here to talk about all these things, but just follow up. These are bedrock to what I'm about to say tonight. Now, majority of the reason why most people do what they do is because of the motivation behind it. You see a woman, you see a vulcanizer man who wakes up as early as 6 a.m., close as early as 10 p.m., keep on doing this, repeating the same organizing job that pays as less as what's it called, as less as $10 per day. And he keeps on going to this job, keeps on going to this job every night, and he repeats this thing for at least 20 years. And then you see another vulcanizer man who just did this stuff for 1 or 2 years, and the next year, this person has transformed. He's no more a vulcanizer, or probably he now has lots of organizers under him that are working for him. Both of them did the same thing. They are into the same industry, but the results that one is showing is different from the result that the other one is showing. So we can say that the result that you manifest is the result that you manifest is a proof as to what you have been motivated by. What is motivating you? What is motivating you? That's the topic for wealth creation in NFT. So you can see that wealth creation in NFT, it's like a subject. Then under it we have topics. Um, NFTs, as we all know, are digital. They are digital. I'm sure Mr. Fabari would have explained all those things to you. So I'll just give a brush, just brush on it. NFTs provide a record of authenticity and ownership. Okay, uh, uh, um, they provide authenticity and ownership held and verifiable on the blockchain. Okay, they have fashioned a new market to create wealth with high growth potential. Now, in as much as NFTs are what's it called? The only thing you see most people do about NFT is pictures, graphics, and stuff. NFT is way more than graphics. What most people don't understand is that anything can become NFT. It is the motivation behind it. This is where motivation comes in. This is where motivation comes in. The perception. I can take this phone and tell you to buy this phone from me at 20,000 naira. And then you tell me no, you are not buying. I will take this phone to another person in the same neighborhood and I will say, buy this phone for me at 5 million naira. And this person will buy this phone at 5 million. In fact, he'll be willing to buy it fast. The motivation is what determines the result. Motivations are proof. So, what motivates this man not to buy and the other man to buy? This is where understanding NFT comes in. NFTs are not just digital, wherever like you have been taught. NFTs are driven by purpose. They are driven by potentials. And some people, while the world has so much characterized NFT to be only usable, or let me just say the potentials of only NFT that most people see is that you can make money with it, and that's wrong. There are people who buys NFT. Now let me tell you one thing you don't know about NFTs. For you to access this what's it called, these teachings, for example, you might need to get an NFT that will give you access to this. Now, that NFT is not meant to carry a sense of monetary value, but it carries access. NFTs sometimes carries access. It gives you access. For example, we all know the very popular one, the billionaire ape yacht club, right? BAYC. We all know those NFTs. These NFTs are limited, and by the time, at a point in time, you begin to see that these NFTs are only for a set of community. So we can have like 5 people create NFTs for themselves, and they say that the for you to come to a meeting, it is these NFTs that gives you access. So if they give this NFT to somebody else, somebody have the access to the person has the access into that meeting. It doesn't matter even if you give the NFT to a madman. It's just like saying a mark that has been placed. Yeah, Board Ape Yacht Club. Thank you for that. Board Ape Yacht Club. So NFTs can also comes in terms of possession. For example, there are people who have valuable items from their grandparents, especially the Chinese people. They pay much respect to their ancestors. And you see a Chinese man will be willing to die for an hair comb. An hair comb. The same hair comb that you can go to the market and get for 5 naira, a Chinese man will be willing to get to die for that hair comb. Not because it is just an hair comb, not because this hair comb has something special. The difference between this hair comb and every other hair comb you see there might be because this is the hair comb that has been passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation. So NFTs cannot be generalized. The difference why you the reason why you see a picture in JPEG, you see the same picture as NFT, is because the JPEG does not carry the value that is attached to that NFTs. So NFTs are gateways. They carry potentials. In fact, potentials that are way beyond what's it called now? What have been seen by men. You remember blockchain on its own. I was watching a video. I don't know which interview I was watching, but the guy was talking about the fact that men have not even seen quarter of what blockchain can do. And that's the truth. That's the truth. The reason is because of limitations in knowledge. Innovations keeps on happening and happening. I mean, this time 2 years ago, NFT were existing, but the boom was not as much as this. But then when the boom came in, everyone was shouting about NFT this, NFT that, NFT that. In fact, they were even dropping NFTs. Now, now that we understand what NFTs are, the potentials, what it is and what it is not, now let's go on to the next topic or subheading. How can you become rich with NFTs? Now, let me tell you one thing. You don't become rich with NFTs. You become rich with your mindset. Let that sink in first. Nothing, I repeat, nothing in this world can make you rich. You become rich only with what you carry here. If Have you not heard of the story of people who sold I think there was a guy who sold his NFT for $3. NFT that was worth over 3,000 Ethereum. I think that's around $50 million. This guy sold these NFT for how much? $3 or $5, $50. I can't remember. Why did this person did that? Is it okay? First of all, let's answer the question. Was that a mistake or it was intentional? Either mistake or not, Those, at least there are people who have been doing it and they have not, sold things carelessly like that. So why should your own be different? So NFTs in themselves carries potential. But if you as a person does not know how to harness this potential, you will remain broke and poor and die in penury. That's just the truth. Now let me break that point very well. Have you all ever bought a coin, and you bought a coin today and the coin begins to pump, and then you begin to see profit. Oh, you begin to see profit, but you didn't take it. And then the next day you just came, I'm sorry, maybe like 2 weeks after you decided to withdraw your coins, and then you are seeing lesser than the amount that you have bought. I'm sure it has happened to some of us here if you have bought coins. So it is not as if the coin does not carry the potential. It is you that does not know how to harness the potential. So far beyond the potentials, far beyond the manifestation that is aimed in something, far beyond the quality or the quantity, the quantitative representations that is supposed to come out from something, what makes for the enjoyment of that thing is you yourself. How well do you know about it? And that's one of the reasons why I'm a very sincere person. I'm very intentional about knowledge. My dear mentor, Apostle Selman, he will say, if you don't know something, it's better you don't know something than you know that thing and you don't know it well. So you might not know how to drive. So a car will never kill you. Car driving will not kill you. As long as you don't know how to drive, car driving will not kill you. But the moment you register for a driving school and then you stop halfway, the day you come face to face with a trailer, and all you needed to just do was just park. All you needed to do was just park. Oh, but then because of your lack of understanding, your lack of knowledge, you decided you just do things haywire, anyhow, and then you met your Waterloo. So we can see that you can have NFTs, tons and millions and billions of them. At the end of the day, you'll still be broke. It's possible. We have seen it happen. Are we following, guys? Now, that is number one. You become rich with NFT through your mentality, your mindset. Okay. Now, it is possible to become rich, and this is the second option to making money with NFTs. Number one, selling. Okay, let me say this. Selling NFT isn't just for creators. Please know that. Good. Selling NFTs is not just for people who create. So you might not even need to own an NFT. But as long as you have access to buying and selling, remember the rule of transaction. Somebody who sells will make money. Somebody who buys will make what's it called now? Will make quality. Okay, so I am selling more. You are giving me money or whatever, and then you are taking. So both of us are exchanging quality. We are exchanging service or quality. You know how you want to call it. So you can not. It is not necessarily you have to have all the big money, the minting fee, all the knowledge about NFT before you begin to make money from NFT. You can trade NFT. You buy NFTs, you sell it off when it gives you profit. You buy another one, sell it off when it gives you profit. There are people, we call it flipping. You flip them. So we have some entrepreneurs and investors who utilize NFTs like stocks, okay, and they make profit by buying and selling them. And then the second one, which is the obvious one, is you can mint it, and then you can sell it on different marketplace, and you don't need a middleman. Okay, so you don't need a middleman to manage. That's one thing I love about NFTs. You don't need a middleman to manage your stuff, your NFT. You can do everything yourself. Okay. Now, here is one of the other thing that we don't know about NFTs. You can become rich by NFTs. There are lots of ways. You can become rich by even teaching people how to trade NFTs. So you don't even necessarily have to be in direct contact with the market. You have the knowledge and you pass it on. You create an academy and you keep on passing it on, and then you have people who trade it. Now, you can become rich by NFT, like I said, but it depends on one, the quality of your work. This number two, the timing. Number three, ability to negotiate, in brackets, motivate. Number four, the market ability and your own market ability. Number five, the ease of discovering and reselling rare products. And number six, buying and selling products in demand. I'm going to explain all of this. Okay, I'm going to explain them, but write them down. If you don't get them, I hope this thing is being recorded so you can go through them. And pardon my voice for being a little bit shaking. I've not been feeling well since morning, so it just takes the grace of God to be here today. Now, you can become rich, and I told you that becoming rich with NFTs are dependent on six things rather: the quality of your product, of your work, the timing, the ability to negotiate, your marketing ability, the ease of discovering and reselling rare product, and buying and selling products in demand. And I will explain all these things. Please just follow up. Now, before I go there, um, okay, there are some NFTs that can serve as a mean of entertainment. And there are some NFTs that you can actually, that there are some. Now, here's the thing about NFT. NFTs are not only digital. The meaning of NFT is non-fungible token. Non-fungible. Let me explain that to you. It means that if peradventure we, okay, how do I explain it? Okay, please listen. If I, okay, if I take this here, oh, sorry, it's going to stop recording. Sorry for that. Please hold on. Let me try to see if I can explain this. Okay. Um, Sorry for that. This thing's making noise. Oh God. I need to fix this microphone. My apologies, please. Let me just, yeah, I can't teach you if I'm not convenient. Okay, good. Yeah, let's continue. Now, the way NFTs works is that non-fungible, okay, I was about explaining non-fungible token. Non-fungible in the sense that it cannot be duplicated. Let me just use that word. Now, it is not that it cannot be duplicated, but cannot be duplicated in the sense that if I, okay, if you go to a pharmacy, or let me just say a store, to get a fan, do you know that you are not the only one that have access to that fan? That fan can be gotten in several stores. That same fan, that same product, okay, can be gotten across several stores nationwide. So in fact, you can go to the industry and you get the same fan, similar one. But the difference between your fan now and the thousands of fans that exist is the fact that your fan is valuable. It is non-fungible. You cannot use money to buy it. That's what fungibility means. When something is non-fungibility, it means there is no amount of money or something else that can equal it in terms of value. But fungible means that fungible means that if I want to buy a fan, and they tell me that means that fan has an equivalent value in naira, right? So I can get a fan for 20,000 naira. So it have an equivalent value in naira. So it is fungible. But when something is not fungible, the money keeps on increasing and increasing, and it does not have end. It is limitless. It's limitless. This explains why you see NFTs comes in billions, in millions of dollars, in tens of millions of dollars. So now that we understand NFTs, we know that we cannot duplicate, and you can't. If you are duplicating an NFT, it's not an authentic. Okay, so I'll be rounding this show up now by explaining the what's it called, the what it's dependent for you to the conditions that necessitate you becoming rich via NFTs. The first one is quality of your work. Now, when I say quality of your work, I was talking to one of my students, one of my mentee, one of these days, and I was explaining two things for her. I was explaining efficiency and productivity to her. And I told her that because you are efficient does not mean that you are productive. Now, here is the mistake that most of you make, and I'm going to correct that mistake today. Please listen attentively. Um, I'm going to share a secret with you today, and you'll be glad you were here. Teach me, Lord. Okay, guys. There is um there is a misconception that NFTs are valuable. Being valuable, there is okay, let me say there are difference between valuable, so when something is valuable and when that thing is considered productive. Something being valuable does not mean it will be productive. Please follow up. I will explain it. We all know that values are potentials. The meaning of value is the inherent potentials that something carries. Okay? The inherent potentials, the ability, the qualities that defines something. So I can hold my phone now and I'll tell you the values that comes with my phone. It can do this, it can do that, it can do that, it can do this. Those are the values, the abilities, the potentials, the untapped potentials of my phone. Productivity, on the other hand, is the ability to manage, recreate, okay, let me just say the ability to create, manage, and replenish values. So you can see that values is as a what's it called? Productivity is as a result of values. Please follow up. I'm explaining something here. When something is considered valuable, it is said to be something that possesses an ability to influence. But when something is productive, it is said that this thing has the ability to bring in a profit to somebody or the owner. This is why when we were in school back then, you will see that by the time they are doing multiplication, they will tell you to find the product of something, because product means replenish, product means multiplication, product means managing, and the point is you are able to turn this thing and bring something else from it. So because you are valuable as a person does not mean you are productive. Being valuable does not give you access to being productive. Let me explain that for you. Do you know that it is the same pure water you buy 100 naira from somebody, I'm sorry, bottled water you buy from 100 naira from somebody on the street of Lagos? You walk to an hotel, a 5-star or any hotel in Lagos, and they will sell that bottled water for you at 1,000 naira. The bottled water's value with a woman is valued at 100 naira, but with other people it's valued at 1,000 naira. But that does not mean that both of them will make profit from it. Let me now tell you how both of them will make profit from it. Productivities. How well can they reproduce this? A man who is selling pure water, I'm sorry, bottled water 1,000 naira might make just one sale in a day. And someone who is selling it at 100 naira might make 1,000 sales in a day. So one is productive regardless of the price, another one is unproductive. And it could be the other way around. Now, let me tell you something. The truth about life is that nothing loses value. This is where NFT becomes sensible. Let me teach you. Most people will say NFTs are just pictures. Why will I have to pay for pictures? I mean, just picture. I can just get this thing somewhere else. Let me tell you something and write this down today. Nothing in this life is valueless. Everything carries value. My apologies, but have you not heard of people who because of money will take excreta and use it to seek for wealth? So excreta that is useless to you and you will never touch it, somebody is taking it in. So if excreta can be valueless, have you seen crude oil in its raw form? So useless, and you can't. You in fact, if you perceive the smell, you will not like it. But let them refine it to petroleum. It is not the crude oil that your car needs. It is not the crude oil that you are willing to pay for. It is not the crude oil that you are buying and putting into your generator. The crude oil is valuable, but the productivity comes out when it becomes what? Petroleum. So crude oil might be existing for eternity until it becomes productive. It carries value, but because it's not productive, so until it becomes productive, people don't need it. When I say nothing loses value, here's what I'm trying to say. We all know that some things expire, right? Like, for example, pure water. Okay, let me not use water. Some canned food, they'll tell you best before, right? Now, this best before that you think, for sometimes you buy gala and then you see best before and you see that it has expired and you throw it away. Do you know that it is this same gala that is valueless to you? A beggar on the street, someone who have not eaten for 5 days, would see this gala, and the next thing he will be saying is, "Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. I appreciate you, God." So it is not valuable to you does not mean it is not valuable to somebody else. Everything that exists does not lose value. They are valuable. Now, here is the point. Because they are now valuable does not mean that they are what? They are productive. Now, let's bring this into NFT. I'm sure that is clear, right? NFTs are considered valuables. And the word NFT is generalized, right? So when you print something and you call it an NFT, it becomes an NFT. I mean, there are some procedures you follow now, okay? Now, because you create an NFT does not mean that people will buy your NFTs. Your NFTs is valuable, but is it productive? Let that sink in. So you can keep on creating NFTs, keep on selling things, creating NFT, hoping that one day somebody will buy your NFT for the net worth of Elon Musk, and that day never comes. Not because NFT in itself is useless, but because you do not understand the principles that guides productivity. And these are the things I teach my students. The power of being productive. Because an academy, because an NFT has so much value does not mean at the end of the day you make money from it. So now that we have settled the productivity asset, now the quality of your work, which is the first top point I gave now when we now bring it in, it is now understandable to now say the quality of your work is not only dependent on the value that is attached to what you do, but what? To the productivity that comes with it. That's number one. Number two, the timing. I don't think I'll be able to finish this because this 50 minutes, I'll be rounding up in like 60 minutes time. The value, I'm sorry, the timing. Timing is powerful. Let me tell you something. Some of us here have our mothers who can cook very well. Do you know that salt, as beautiful as it is, if you do not put it in the food, it will make that food tasteless. And then sometimes we might not be able to eat it. But putting salt in food, at any point in time, you can put salt in food and it will go well, right? But it is now it is not the salt that you put that matters. It is the amount of salt that you put. So salt carries value, but it is when you overuse it, it becomes useless, and when you don't use it, your food becomes useless. So salt carries something that is inevitable, but can also damage you. Now, when I say timing, why did I use that example? Do you know that when you put noodles on, some of us here we cook noodles and we have lot different types of noodles that we like to. Some of you like your noodles to have water, some like it pepper soup, some of you like peppery, some anything, anyhow you like it. I don't take noodles, I don't really like noodles. Now, noodles, when you put it on fire and you cook it, they say prepare for 10 minutes, right? Some of you like to prepare it for more than 10 minutes. But if you carry that noodles and noodles you prepare for 10 minutes and you give it to your friend, a very tight friend of yours, he will reject it. Why? Because that is not how he likes it. Not because noodles will not serve the purpose of, banishing hunger that is in him, but because his preference, the timing that you have attached to that noodles does not go well with him. So we can see that NFT, sometimes you are minting an NFT in the season whereby everybody are bullish on buying Bitcoin. So the whole market is concentrated on Bitcoin, and that is when you are minting your NFT. No, bro, no, that's wrong. You see, the concept of NFT is very wide. I would advise you take a course on it if you really want to make profit from it. But I am teaching you based on the fact that I assume that you all here are not newbie to NFT. So by the time you are creating an NFTs that you are calling your NFT an NFTs that is seasonal, probably people buy it only in December and you are creating it in January. That means you have to wait till December, and we don't know, even after that, when that December come, another thing might be trending there. The best thing for you is to time what is happening now. What are people looking at now? What is the trend now? Okay, let's do this. And by the time you mint this NFT, before it gets launched on OpenSea, before it gets available listed on OpenSea, tons of people are already auctioning your NFTs. Not because sometimes you see that some NFTs are trash. They don't really make sense. But because this person have brought in what is known as timing. In this life, timing is very important. We all are chasing wealth, but there is no reason why a 70 years old man should now, you see, a 70 years old man who is now becoming rich at age 70 does not really have something to do with the money. Somebody who is young and is worth 20 or more than 200 million in net worth, I mean, that person has lots of years and days ahead of him or her. And this person can, harness the potential that comes with the advantage that he has. Not a 70 years old or a 60-year-old man who have responsibilities to settle. I made a covenant to God. I said, God, please, before I clock 30, I want to be able to carry so much wealth that I will be so confident that the next 70 years of my life is sorted. And it's possible. We have people who are not up to you. I think the story of a 9-year-old boy who minted an NFT of just himself and people bought it and he was making money. If you will think it's because it's luck, it is not luck. See, in this dimension of wealth creation, well, luck does not do anything. What luck is only by chance. Luck can be created. Let me tell you the truth. It's one of the things I teach people in my academy. I teach them that luck can be created. There is nothing like it is by luck. Okay, let me tell you, somebody who you say made luck through NFT. Okay, did he not mint the NFT? Oh, so you mean he just stayed in his house and then NFT just minted himself? No, he created the luck. You see, this African mentality of we have to wait for God to do everything. It will make you end up in brokenness. You will die of poverty. Trust me, it's the truth. Don't let people who have tried and because they did not see results, they begin to come up with phrases and God time is the best, God go do all these things. I'm not saying, I'm not being atheist here. I'm not saying God time is not, no, 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 no. But you see, I am a financial advisor and I have entered dimensions of wealth. I have experienced wealth. I have through visions and through experience and through physical interaction with wealthy people. And I have seen that wealth can be created. So if wealth can be created, then definitely what makes for wealth can be created. I'm not saying no, no, no. I'm not saying, yeah, God time is the best and stuff like that. But what I'm trying to say is that if you think that this person who is making millions and billions of dollars through NFT is because maybe he's in the midst of, no, 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 no. Don't think like that. There is something that person knows that you don't know. Seek for what he knows. Don't go for his money. Seek for what he knows. What does this person carry? Every time he meets an NFT, he's always making nothing less than 100 million naira. Bro, subject yourself to learning and understanding these things. Wealth can be created. Luck can be created. Principles of wealth. There are two principles to wealth. Number one, okay, let me say in making wealth, okay, two things comes to play. Number one, the supernatural. Number two, you yourself, the mentality. The supernatural in the sense that I'm sure we all here believe in the spiritual. So I'm sorry if I'm using this. If you don't believe in the spiritual, my apologies. But then I assume that I am not going against any thoughts and stuff like that. Okay. Okay, someone is asking a question. What do I think is the future of NFT and which other places can you see NFTs being applied very soon? Okay, thank you very much for asking that question. Well, I'm an analyst, okay? I'm not really a trader. That's why my name is ChartswithMax. I analyze charts. And I've not been really doing NFTs recently, honestly speaking, because I know that the trend was just a bubble. Before we begin to see another NFT bubble, is going to be very far from it. Not in 1 year, not in 2 years, not in 3 years. And by the time it starts happening, you will see, you remember. Do you know when NFT will begin to boom? When the potentials of metaverse is harnessed properly. Right now, metaverses have just been, everybody is just doing their own. Metaverse is wide and it's big. It's futuristic and it will come. And that is when, and I can't tell you when, but I can tell you the signs to look out for. You begin to see everybody begin to crave about metaverse. You begin to see devices become so cheap. Devices that can give you access to the metaverse will become so cheap that you can buy it with as low as $100 or $200. Everyone will, that time you will see somebody who you don't even expect. You will see the person claiming to have entered the metaverse. That is when the potentials of NFTs will be fully harnessed. I can't tell you when. I'm not a professor. I don't know the future. But but one thing I can say is that NFTs, if you are putting your money into NFTs now, then definitely that means you are a guru at what you do. But if you are a beginner, I would advise you are sidelined. You just stay somewhere. And then the last one, he said, which other places can we see NFT being applied very soon? Okay, I think I told you metaverse. So That answers your two questions. Okay, so now I've already talked about timing, and let me round up by the ability to negotiate. Okay, I think this three should be enough so that I won't leave you in guesswork. The ability to negotiate, in, and I said in brackets what, motivation. I started this topic by saying by talking about motivation. The reason why I am here today is because I have been motivated by something. The reason why Fabari is hosting this show is because he has been motivated by something. The reason why men do some, I don't know the writer that wrote the book. I read a lot of book, so much that I forgot even the name of the writers. But um this writer said the reason why men do things that they do is because they are motivated. And I cannot agree less. If I am not motivated to do something, I will not do it. That's just it. That's men for you. Men will only do something if there is something that see, this world is too selfish and too self-centered to care about. Maybe it's your father's money or your school fees that you used to mint and NFTs. What is in it for me? That's the word in bracket. Every investor, every philanthropist, every trader will always ask you the question, what is in it for me? And that was one thing I did to I think Mr. Fabari, when he was asking me to come to this show. I asked him, what is the advantage? What is in it for me? If there is nothing in it for them, they will care less about who you are. They don't give a fuck about who you are. So what should motivate me to buy your NFTs? Is it that I will have access to, I will make heaven? Is it that I will have access to something? Is it that I'll be able to see so thing? Is it that in so years time it will be what? So you don't create NFTs because it is booming. You create NFT because there is a motivation behind it that can lead to productivities. And this thing applies to everything in life. We are motivated by something. We all are motivated by something. Before we do something, before we take the next step, there is a reason behind it. So the question here is that what is your motivation? Sometimes, like I said, we can be motivated wrongly. I mean, we have seen situation of people, stories of people who have great futures, a future ahead of them. They have, you know, destiny that shines brighter than the sun. But because of their access to the wrong information, because of their wrong motivation, they end up 6 feet below, even at their young age. So here's the question at the end of the day. Why we are all saying we want to create wealth with NFT? What is motivating you? You want to create wealth? Fine. What's your motivation? You want to go into NFT? No problem. God be with you. But what's your motivation? I think one of the reasons why God does not allow some of you or some of us, some people, let me not use some of us, some people to come into the dimension of wealth that will shock nation is because the motivation behind man interaction is bad. It's bad. Some people just want to make this money to show their self-off. Some wants to make this money to oppress people. So God knows that if this money comes to the hand of this man, chaos upon chaos upon chaos. So he restricts himself. So you see somebody who was supposed to be worth over $100 million before he dies, because of the mentality and the wrong motivation, he goes 6 feet below, and then that's it. Life will give you options. Trust me. Don't say I am out of options. Life will give you options. Do you want to mint an NFT just because it's booming, or you want to subject yourself to the calm, to the teachings of those who have gone beyond you, of masters in the industries? So by the time you are spending 100K and you are minting by the time you are spending over 500K to mint an NFT, and at the end of the day, there's no productivity. Your NFT is valuable, but no productivity. But by the time you carry 200K to go and learn, you spend 5 good months learning, and then on the last month, on the last month, you came out, you practice. Eh, my apologies for that. So that's just it, guys. That's just it. I hope that the reason for your motivation is something good, and at the end of the day, it's going to show you good result. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Fabari. I think you are muted. We can't
Yes.
hear.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much for um, such a session. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot. I mean, the potentials of NFT is really broad, is really wide, is great, but our motivations will determine how far we can go. And of course, investment in knowledge, the right kind of knowledge to um, be the best at what we do is very important. Productivity and all of that. I learned a lot. And I know a lot of persons have been saying, oh, this NFT thing, this NFT thing, I need to buy an NFT. What do I buy? And from what you've said, if you're a newbie, it's best to stay out of the market now until you get the right kind of knowledge, because you might lose your funds. You might just waste your time. Yes. So thank you very much, sir, for the knowledge. So I think yes. So we have. So this is part of the closing session. So if you learn something from this call, can you say something? Tell us, what did you learn? Uh, 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 I mean, share something that you benefited from this call with Mr. Max. Yes, yes. I want to see some wonderful comments. And of course, this is just the beginning of our series. And if you look at the video description, if you're on this call, look at the video description, guys. You're going to see Mr. ChartswithMax Twitter handle, and then the Kryptonian Academy Instagram handle too. So you do well to follow him. And then I think if you also need his contacts, you could get his contact. You could I could drop his contact in the group chat, so you can at least be viewing his status. He drops a lot of gems. Yes, it drops a lot of gems. So someone says something. Tell me, what did you gain? Yes, if you've gained something beautiful. Yes. All right. So we can call it a day, and I'll be ending the broadcast now. So thank you very much for um, joining us. And yes, I can see I learned that nothing loses value. I learned that nothing loses value. Understanding the principle of a thing is key, and the value of work determines productivity. That's a powerful thing there you learned. That is a why. Yes, that's a powerful thing you learned there. Yes, this and it's a song. Yeah, the entire session was really awesome. Came in a little bit late though, but he gained a lot. Yes, yes, yes. That's beautiful. So this is just the beginning. We have this is just the beginning for the NFT series. There's a lot of misinformation out there, a lot of scams, a lot of. You just get a link. This is an NFT going on and all of that. And you're like, how should I jump in? Should I not jump in? So that's what we are doing now. So that's what we are doing now. I want to give you access to the right kind of knowledge and Mr. Max as an academy. I have contact on the group and at least V State a discount offer to his academy currently. I think it starts today or so. So you can take advantage of it. Yes. So thank you very much, Mr. Max, for such a wonderful session. We are very grateful. When they invite people to talk on, oh, there are scams. How do you avoid the scams? How do you spot the scams? The kind of signs that you can see. These are things we're going to talk on. Okay, even as a creator, something also we are going to talk about. So see the value that has been passed by Mr. Max. Don't forget to like this stream so that more persons are going to say like, subscribe. Yeah.
Don't open up, please. No, don't me now.